Hey there everybody, want to know how I'm surviving a career change from being a traditional K-12 English teacher and becoming an author, editor, writing coach, and project manager for like an educational services company full-time? So I'm still like kind of working full-time, but also more so stepping more and more into running a small business that includes relaunching this series. You need to check out this video, and let me just say, a full year using Sarra Cannon's HB90 planning system has pretty much changed my life. Let's find out how, and rock it. Hello everybody, I'm going to go ahead and apologize right off the bat. I have a Molly Moo on the other side of the room, hi Moo, occupying my chair that I'm normally kind of streaming live from, and she's using it to watch birds out one of the windows that our second floor apartment is level with. So I'm going to let her be happy Moo Moo and enjoy her perch. In the meantime, let me go ahead and review with you why I think pretty much anybody who works in almost any field or runs any kind of business or any kind of classroom needs to consider taking the HB90 Bootcamp course that Sarra Cannon is now holding for open enrollment. There's only a couple of days left for this quarter until enrollment closes, and the kickoff call happens on, well, June 18th, 2023. Yes, I'm just getting this in under the wire. It's been a chaotic month. What are some reasons why I absolutely love the HB90 planning system? Well, one, I'm a teacher, traditionally trained in planning out an entire school year using something called the backwards planning method. Yes, it's pretty much what it sounds like. I know where I want my students to end a unit or a semester. I need to literally then go backwards and plan activity by activity, test by test, whatever, for them to scaffold and staircase or ladder their way up to it, however they come to me with whatever abilities, likenesses, and so on. Sarra is a teacher traditionally herself. She's taught music in various avenues of her life. So her pedagogical knowledge on how to teach you to teach yourself, because it's a self-paced course, to plan this way for small business purposes, it just, Sarra, it's ingenious. I love it. I have taken so many different training courses on how to plan as a classroom teacher, and HB90 trumped all of them. 3,000 times better than some of the trainings that actual like districts in West Virginia paid for me to go to, and much cheaper, put it that way. So go ahead and check the course affiliate link in the description box below, okay? So not only do I love how she gives her knowledge in the course, but Sarra's also there with the kickoff call that's there every quarter. She runs the Heart Breathings community YouTube channel and Facebook groups. Links to those in the community, links to those in the description box below for the community. And I may sound biased because I host sprints on behalf of that community, but take the bias away. I host sprints because I want to give back to the community that has given so much to me. Sarra has cultivated her knowledge base into this amazing group of men, women, ages of all kinds, countries, cultures, backgrounds, religions, insights, witchy, not witchy, all different walks and existences. And we come together over one common thing other than writing, and it's planning how to run our small businesses. I therefore think that it is fair, before we get into how I think it can be used across multiple careers, paths, multiple industries, multiple small business, large business scaling, let me emphasize the key asset to this course. Molly Moo Moo, do you want to join me for this part? You're kind of right on time for what I'm about to talk about. Let's go for it. I don't know how she knew I was about to talk about changing mindsets and mood and whatnot, but Welcome to the part you were needed for most, and I didn't even plan this. It's like, I'm probably being in her chair too long. But anyway, so while she settles in, why do I love the mindset change that HB90 encourages you to take on as not only a student, but someone who will use it, hopefully? Sarra puts in affirmations. She puts in uplifting, inspirational, motivational quotes from things she has said, from things other people have said, famous people and not, to give you a scale of local, global, international. There are a little bit. Some people will know the quotes and because they're, tried and true old school favorites even. And at the same time, it's a lot to take on at first because you're being asked to deal first and foremost with a way to plan reasonable deadlines. By reasonable deadlines, what I mean is Sarra requires you to face the fact that there's self-doubt and self-sabotage involved in a lot of our planning, especially when some of us, even a year into it, are still getting used to the I need to give myself grace. I need to make time for me. I need to make sure I am not overdoing it while I'm tracking my business growth, while I'm giving myself that step-by-step, sticky note by sticky note in many cases of the course, given the Kanban board situation that she uses. But I also have to go ahead and accept that failure and success go hand in hand. And yes, you can spring back. There's a quote from one of my favorite singer-songwriters, Charlotte Wessels, that became part of my vision board for Q2 2023, and now it has kind of become my anthem for this year. In her song Masterpiece, Charlotte says the line, "Successes or catastrophes are all brushstrokes in my masterpiece." And every time I look at that for too long, I get teary-eyed because I start looking back over the last year. I start looking back at where I started in the very bedroom that I spent most of my childhood dreaming of doing what I'm doing right now. The very bedroom where I felt so much of who I was required to be stifled because of who was in my environment as far as who had access to me outside of just my husband and my friends and my coworkers. We're talking about, family and friends didn't want to go on this journey with me and could not accept that I want to be better. And the course kind of sets you up to have the mentality of, that's okay for me to want to do this for me. And it's okay that I'm going to mess up. It's okay that I'm going to relaunch a 3-book series that completely bombed at the box office and then some into something that I thought I was proud of the first rendition. Holy cow. The little girl in that bedroom I'm no longer filming from, she's cheering now. And HB90 forced me to acknowledge that I had to change my mindset to make a lot of this happen. To make the spring back happen, I had to put in the work. I had to plan to do it. And I had to do it in a way where I learned my previous lessons from my previous failures and came back at this from my heart. And I call myself the soul writer. It was time I had to really, truly start doing this thing from the soul. And HB90 coupled with Sarra's other course, Publish and Thrive, which is even more so geared toward helping small business owners, publishing and not, to get up and running, I'm just, thank you, Sarah. You may have written the Witch's Key, but for many of us witches, your courses have been the key to unlocking so many onion layers to not just us, not just our writing, but also our business. You've given so many of us the space to explore the fact that we're worth taking a risk, because it's a risk. It's a big risk involved for many of us, no matter at what place and space and pacing you're in your small business career, your K-12 classroom, your career changing. You could even use this HB90 system for a full quarter to plan a move. Kind of doing it. Because we've moved from my childhood home that we were renting to now an apartment, you know, a little ways away from that. And now to even planning a wedding, I can see where people definitely could use this to take a failing restaurant and get it back on track using achievable goals. As a teacher, she doesn't call them this, and smartly so, pun intended, Sarah. In education, we use something called SMART goals. They have to be something that is measurable, achievable, right? Trackable, recordable. And if you don't know what a SMART goal is, just put in SMART goal into Google and you'll find everything you ever could ever know about how every business can use it. And every line of production and industry probably has used it in some way over the years to keep accountability in check. And HB90 has similar layers built into that. If you are a fan of Becca Syme's good, better, best mindset of it's okay to give myself, you know, a goal that's the minimum, the goal I really want, and then a high-end goal that's, you know, wow, my dreams come true. It's like, holy wow, you know, gamification of my goals. I call myself the lady nerd before I was the soul writer for a reason, okay? I mean, yeah, if you're into that kind of mindset, HB90 is probably very much for you. So again, affiliate link in the description box below. I'm not going to go into it so much this time around, but I love that there's actually like a printable planner that Sarra includes with the learning system. So not only do you learn how to do the Kanban board system, and I've shown my Kanban board around here a few more times, you could also go ahead and use her weekly planning pages that she includes, and she gives you the step-by-step breakdown quarterly of how to fill out the projects to get things done on a weekly or even daily, depending on what you're doing basis. I use this to do my whole book one Kickstarter. I use this to plan, somebody's gonna want out here in a minute. I use this to plan my lessons and my units for an entire school year this past year. And let me just say, I did it without using her daily planner pages. Let me show you the other two planners I coupled it with instead, because there's plenty of options out there. If you're like me, picking up learning this system in the middle of a planner you absolutely love. So now, I'm not going to go too much in depth to these this quarter. I will in time for the next round of HB90 flip through, because I have one quarter left that I want to finish at least in this by Happy Planner. Yeah, in this classic Happy Planner. Last year I was halfway through my Legend Planner, which I love, adore, and miss so much. I'm going to compare using what it was like being in this for 6 months of HB90 to this with 6 months of HB90 at the end of Q3, because we got one more quarter to go for me to give that comparison. So look forward to the next one. In the meantime, there's a ton of other videos going on around here this weekend. I have writing sprints going on. Plus, my husband and I are doing the season 1 finale of Replaying the Plot, which is a podcast where my husband, Cody the Cheesecake Man, and I do a literary analysis to video games we all know and love. We're doing the original Halo Combat Evolved 1, the one that started the series, to end out season 1. We are going to go ahead and take a month off, and then in August we will announce our fall kickoff for a September kick-up. And we may be going to a new channel on our own. I'm going to put a vote on the community tab. Would you like to see Cody the Cheesecake Man and I run our own video game Let's Play channel to include Replaying the Plot as its podcast? Let us know. See you soon. And as always, take care of yourself. I know you're worth it. Blessings be. Bye. Soul Rider out.